So we've covered your Gibson world, and now we're kind of into the Gretsch land here. Tell me about this one.
This is a 1964 Gretsch Corvette. I think back in the day it was probably their attempt to make some kind of SG kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got this at Guitar Center in LA. Which is funny, as I was actually going in there to pick up a Fender 78 bass that I had bought. But you know, Guitar Center has those police holds that they have to do for a month. I was there to pick it up, and I was like in line, and I turned around and I saw this thing just sitting there, and it was, you know, it said 1964 Gretsch, and it was like it wasn't that much money. I think it's just like not a very in-demand guitar, and
Yet.
yeah. And so I was like, my guy Ryan there, I was like, hey, what's up with this? He's like, oh dude, that's been sitting here for like 3 months. I get you a sweet deal on that one. So I took the bass and this, and I know the Les Paul is like probably my favorite guitar. If anything were to happen to it, I'd be crushed. But this is probably my favorite guitar to play in the studio, on stage. I mean, it's light, it's very small. I actually broke the headstock off once. I was upset about that, but that's a whole nother story. But it's just, I don't know, there's something about these pickups that I really love.
That's probably an original, right?
Yeah, they're it's kind of in between a humbucker and like a single coil like Telecaster. So it's got that bite, but it's got that, you know, that bottom end too that you get from a humbucker. And I love this guitar. It's a standard guitar, but within Fractal, I use pitch blocks almost on every preset, like pretty much. And so a lot of times this goes back and forth between E and drop D, but on some songs I'm hitting pitch blocks where I'm going -17.
Wow. But keeping the tension, that's great. I mean, it's not like throwing your guitar all over the place.
I mean, the thing is with the pitch blocks in Fractal, there's there's a little bit of latency, but I can't really hear it, you know, and so it makes it really easy. Otherwise, I'd have, you know, 13 guitars on stage, you know. So I really like this thing, man.
Did this one get chewed up from you, or is this somebody's
this is actually from this tour.
Oh wow.
Because at home I'm just, you know,
right.
But live I'm like,
playing.
I'm like putting on a show, I guess. I don't know.
And man, obviously this is no longer operational. You probably just blocked that off.
Yeah. But
what a weird design. It's so cool.
I love this guitar, man. It's just amazing.
Yeah. What you mentioned that it's your favorite one to play. Is it just because of the playability? Like, is it just the neck feels right?
Yeah, it's just it almost feels like a 3/4 scale guitar, but it's not. You know, it's just something about it. But this pickup is great.
Didn't the Corvettes like originally have kind of a honking ass pickguard? Like it was.
Yeah, well, this pickguard used to go all the way up into here, but it was rotting out.
Oh, the Bakelite or whatever it was.
Yeah, and this guy that does my work in LA, I took it into him when I broke the headstock, and he's like, hey, do you mind if I cut the pickguard off here? He said, because that stuff's rotting and it's eventually going to get into your pickup. Totally. I mean, you can kind of see it's got some little green
definitely some patina on that bad boy.
But yeah, I love this guitar. It's I mean, in the studio it sounds amazing. You know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's 1964. I mean, they don't make them like this anymore. They don't make them like that,
man. That wood is so old.
Yeah. I don't know. I love the Fractal stuff. I mean, to me, it's just so much better than anything else. I mean, I know people have arguments about neural and, you know, the helix and all that, but I mean, for me anyway, that just, because I use so much effects in the pitch block, especially. Like I said, it's like almost every preset has it in there, even if it's just -12 at 10%, because it just adds that little bit of like, you know. So I love it. I really love it.
So before we move on to your last two guitars in the Schecter family, can we show the audience how you're using the pitch blocks? And
so for instance, like the song Invisible Hand, which has those very big hits in it, you know, I was like, when we first started this, I was like, oh well, you know, because I have a Fender 6, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll bring that, but that thing is it's so big, it's just not comfortable to play. So I was like
a bass 6, like a
it's like a bass 6, yeah. So I was like, man, let me just see how these pitch blocks are, and so I just kind of created this. Like, take me to Ghost Ride, which is
Man, I gotta say the juxtaposition of that guitar and that tone are pretty freaking funny. Like, it's awesome. I love that.
So like, Ghost Ride's this is the one I was talking about where it goes down at -17. So it's a.
Shit.
You know, so it's just, you know, I mean, that's just ridiculous low, you know. And then it's funny because then when you play it, it's just like,
Yeah,
it's not low at all, you know.
Man,
so,
it sounds phenomenal. Though.
Yeah.
That's such a cool pad.
yeah, it's great.
I love that you have it just set up as like main and then lower.
Yeah,
That's
main,
great.
lower.